Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this cosmic energy reading for the week of February 27th through until March 5th. So we have some exciting planetary shifts this week where we are finally wrapping up February, which has been a month of closing of cycles and different chapters in our life. And March really is bringing in this energy of a new beginning, a new chapter. We will have some big shifts happening in March with Saturn moving into Pisces, Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius, Mars finally outside of its shadow phase. So definitely momentum will build, but overall the theme this week is trusting your heart to guide you, trusting your intuition. So before I dive in and do a day-by-day breakdown, I want to give some context, some background here. So I know something that's been coming up with a lot of my clients are big emotions that they're working through, old patterns that have surfaced again, that you're now ready to do a deeper level of healing around. So Pisces season is all about evolution. It's allowing yourself to evolve, to grow, to change, to feel emotions without judgment around them, without making yourself wrong for how you feel, without creating this story that you are somehow going backwards. I actually celebrate with people. I celebrate with my clients when an old pattern emerges, because with that conscious awareness, we can really do deeper levels of healing around it. And I can support you in then moving forward. If we're not conscious of how a pattern is at play in our life, it's still influencing us, only we're not aware of it. So we're not doing anything to change it. And that's, that quote by Carl Jung that I love: until we make the unconscious conscious, it'll direct our life, and we call it fate. And Pisces season is about becoming aware of what has been buried in our subconscious so we can work with it and make the changes that we desire in our life. So again, if you're feeling some big emotions, if you feel like you may be on an emotional roller coaster, the best thing you can do is practice removing judgment around how you feel and allow your emotions to flow. Pisces is a mutable water sign. So it's not about grasping on to how we're feeling in any given moment and creating a story around it. It's simply about allowing ourselves to feel without judgment, so we can move through that feeling and remember that emotions do not define who you are. You are so much more than your emotions in any given moment. They do not define you. Let them flow. With that being said, let's dive into our daily breakdown. I've got my chart on my phone today. So let's dive right in here. Monday, February the 27th, we begin the week with the moon in the sign of Gemini. So this is an interesting energy here because it can bring in a lot of really good ideas. But the thing is, the shadow side of this, it can be so many ideas, especially with the sun in Pisces, so many divine downloads, creative ideas that we get overwhelmed. So if you've ever been in a position where you feel like you have all these ideas that it kind of overwhelms your nervous system and you shut down and you don't take action on any of them, that's what we want to be aware of as well. So what I would recommend around this is take one idea and run with it. You don't have to execute every single beautiful idea that you have in this moment. But if we get overwhelmed with, like, we don't end up doing any of them. So we just want to be aware of that energy of where are we feeling overwhelmed, instead of saying what idea has the most energy. If you love all of them, then you can't get it wrong. Pick one and run with it. See it through until fruition. Because this energy, this archetypal energy of Gemini, again, we have Moon and Mars in Gemini beginning this week, Monday and Tuesday. I love that energy because it's very playful, it's very fun, it's very quick paced. And all the archetypes have a shadow expression too. So the shadow expression of this is we're not fully seeing things through until fruition, or we're not allowing creations to, we're not giving our full energy and attention to a creation. So it can really become all it is meant to be. So if you're finding you're stuck in that holding pattern, choose an idea, execute it, move forward with it, put the others on the back burner for now. You can always circle back to that. So as we move into Tuesday here, we are going to have Mars conjuncting the moon. So similar vibe to Monday, only now you may even feel energy building further. And later this month, Mars is finally going to be out of that post-retrograde shadow. So the energy really begins to build mid-month. But at this time, you are beginning to feel it. You're like, okay, I'm excited. I feel energy moving. And if you're unclear about what the next steps are, don't be afraid to take action, right? Action builds momentum. Action builds clarity. If we're trying to figure it all out in our mind, that's where we often get stuck, or we get caught in this cycle of like, pros and cons list. Let me sit and meditate with it a little longer, and then nothing actually moves forward. So the energy this week is really good for moving forward. One of the quotes I've shared in the past, or message that I've shared in the past that many of you said resonated very strongly with you, is instead of just asking the universe to send you signs, ask yourself what signs you are sending the universe. So what I mean by that is when we are doing our part to move forward, to take action, we send the message to the universe that we are ready for momentum, we are ready for clarity, we are ready for ideas to not only come to us, but to move forward and act on them. So I just feel that message coming in really strongly for Tuesday. Another message I feel coming in from the records, it dropped in when I felt into the energy for this coming Tuesday, but I really feel like this is just good throughout Pisces season to be aware of. So be aware of the projections from other people that you are taking on. So people have their own view of who we are because it's filtered through their unique lens of the world, their unique belief system, and it may not, often not, accurately reflect who it is that you are. And that's often what places limitations on us, is we look around and we see how other people are responding to us or what they think about us, and then we create this story that it's who we are. And the truth is, you are so much more than other people's projections. What I'm hearing from the records as well is you are so much more than you even think is who you are. Like, you are so much more than the personality you've been playing in. And I think this is coming through so strongly in Pisces season because it is this detachment energy of detaching from these identities that our ego loves to latch onto. What I mean by that is we all have this story of, I'm the type of person who's very extroverted or loud, or I'm quiet, or people never listen to me. Like, we create this junk. And Pisces season is asking us to rise above that, to rise above all of those stories and trust that you are so much more. And just reflect on that and meditate on that a little bit. I am so much more than I think I am. I am so much more magical, so much more powerful. And just play in that energy a little bit. So as we move into Wednesday, we are now into March 1st, and the moon is in Cancer, Venus conjunct Jupiter that day. This is a beautiful day for manifestation and creation. Venus conjunct Jupiter is so much expansion and abundance and like just owning your gifts, owning your power. But there's a sense here, I feel as well, it's a very like lean back, more feminine energy, especially with the moon in Cancer. So this day is where you get to practice the receiving part of the manifestation process. So there's different stages of conscious creation. And the energy on Wednesday is about leaning back, allowing yourself to receive what you have worked for. Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Aries is extremely magnetic. You are so magnetic. So I know I talked a lot about Monday and Tuesday doing our part, taking the action, and that part is key when it comes to manifesting. So is the leaning back and receiving, the releasing of resistance, the trusting yourself. So that really comes into play on Wednesday. Beautiful day for manifestation and creation. Thursday is another powerful day. So March the 2nd, we have Mercury, the communication planet, moving into the sign of Pisces. So it's moving from Aquarius into Pisces. And In astrology, it's said to be in fall position in Pisces. And the reason for this is Mercury, by its archetypal nature, is very much about the intellect, the analyzing, the categorization. It naturally rules over Virgo and Gemini. And in Pisces, it dissolves all boundaries. It's not about logically understanding things. It's not about having things placed in neat categories so we feel safe. It's about being okay in the void. It's about being okay exploring the unknown and trusting our heart to lead the way. That is always what I tell people when we're working with Piscean energy or Neptunian energy, is it gets really hazy and confusing when our ego tries to make sense of what's happening, tries to make sense of it all, because it's teaching us to trust, surrender, allow our heart to guide us. So now we're going to have the sun in Pisces and Mercury in Pisces. This also makes communication much more intuitive. We tend to be more compassionate. And again, the message I'm hearing from the records around this is it's all about how you navigate the void. How you show up in the unknown is the vibe there. And Mercury is going to stay in that position until the 19th of March. So we're working with that energy for a little while here. On March the 3rd, we're going to have the moon in Leo, Venus conjunct Chiron. So the moon moving into Leo is a very fun, playful energy that's going to carry through the weekend as well, being activated on Friday. So really just reflecting on how can you add more playfulness, more fun, and more joy into your life. What does that look like for you? What does that mean for you? Venus conjunct Chiron here in the sign of Aries is about infusing more love and compassion in our life. And I know this has been a theme that's come up throughout this week, and really is key here with Venus governing the heart conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. It's all about, as we notice those patterns, can we be more loving with ourselves as opposed to judgmental? So if we notice an old pattern coming up, the judgment may be, I should be past this by now. I'm not going to be able to create the life I want if I keep staying stuck in this pattern of feeling sad or unworthy. The compassionate way to approach this would be, I am human. I'm allowed to feel the range of emotion, and I can still create the results I desire. I can still create a beautiful life, and I can allow myself to feel without judgment. So big compassion here on Friday, but there's also a playfulness to it, which of course, if we can approach many things in our life from the energy of play, that's very creative. That's ideal. That's a fun place to play in. Let's just say that. Saturday, we're going to have the moon in Leo squaring Uranus. So Saturday is a good day to try something new. It's tap into your inner adventurer. Try something new, switch up your routine, do something exciting. It's a very expansive energy. We end the week with the moon in the final degrees of Leo, moving into Virgo, depending where you are in the world. And it's going to oppose Saturn. So this is an interesting opposition here. Saturn often gets this reputation for kind of taking away our fun, being very strict, and it doesn't take away our fun, but Saturn really is about structure and discipline. But think of it as it's wanting us to succeed long term, right? It's about needing a sense of discipline in our life in order to actually fully enjoy play. So it's that balance, and oppositions in astrology are about finding that balance. So this happens when a planet is 180 degrees apart. So we have Saturn in the last degrees of Capricorn opposing or Aquarius, sorry. We have Saturn in Aquarius opposing the moon in Leo. So it's this energy of the moon in Leo of, I want to play, I want to have fun. And Saturn is like, but okay, what do you need to look at here? What do we need to get in order here? What foundation needs to be created for long-term success? So we can see that initially these energies may feel at odds, but ultimately they want us to bring them together and look at how can I just an example to make this more tangible here. How can I set in my calendar every day, 9 a.m.? I'm going to sit for 10 minutes and do some deep breathing. So that's structure, that's Saturn. And I'm going to commit to this. I'm not going to make up stories as to why I can't do this or why it's not possible. I'm going to stick to this. And the result of that is I'm going to feel better as I move throughout my day. I'm going to feel more connected to me. So, in essence, I'm creating more joy and fun. So that is the vibe for the week ahead. Really, really fun energies. Again, a big takeaway: trust your intuition, follow your heart, manifest the life that you desire. So I'd like to extend an invitation as well. If you want to go deeper in working together, you can join me in my Divine Creators Inner Circle. You get access to my top digital courses in there. You'll learn more about your unique birth chart and astrology. I love supporting spiritual entrepreneurs as well and getting your message and work into the world and receiving abundantly for it. So there's incredible courses in there around wealth energetics for light workers, releasing any money blocks, and also growing your business through connecting to your unique Akashic records. So lots of support in there, as well as new and full moon rituals. So you can check out all the details below. I'm going to attach my one and only Instagram below. There's some fake accounts going around, so just make sure I'm going to attach it below, my one and only account. All right, sending you all so much love. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.